More pain could be inflicted on blacks than on whites. Whites alone could bear arms. Whites alone had the right of self-defense. White servants could own livestock. Africans couldn't. It became illegal to whip naked whites. Whites, but not Africans, had to be given their freedom dues at the end of their indenture. Whites were given the right to beat any blacks, even those they didn't own, for failing to show proper respect. Only whites could be hired to force black labor as overseers. White servants and laborers were given lighter tasks and a monopoly, for a time, on skilled jobs. White men were given the right to control their women without elite interference. Blacks as slaves were denied the right to family at all, since family would mean that slave husbands, not owners, controlled slave wives. In 1668, all free African women were defined as labor, for whom husbands or employers had to pay a tithe, while white women were defined as keepers of men's homes, not as labor. Their husbands paid no tax on them. White women were indirectly given control of black slaves and the right to substitute slave labor for their own labor in the fields. Despite these privileges, landless whites, some of them living in miserable huts, might have rejected white privilege if they saw that in fact it made little positive difference in their lives, and instead merely protected them from the worst negative effects of elite punishment and interference, such as were inflicted on those of African descent. After all, the right to whip someone doesn't cure your own hunger or landlessness. By the end of the Revolutionary War, unrest was in the air. Direct control by the elite was no longer politically or militarily feasible. Rebellions and attempted rebellions had been fairly frequent in the 100 years following Bacon's rebellion. They indicated the continuing depth of landless European discontent. Baptist ferment against the belief in the inherent superiority of the upper classes simply underscored the danger.